Welcome. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We'll be having a look at some amplified elephants and the man behind them.
Dark and disturbing landscapes, bright penetrating light, challenging issues, black humour. James Halleck's work is characterised by an unusual ability to use sound to engage in social issues. James Halleck has found himself with a firm artistic grounding as composer, pianist, vocalist, and installation and sound artist. His sonic work has been presented in Asia, North America, and Europe for a variety of ensembles and electronic formats. The Amplified Elephants are a group of sound artists with disabilities who make soundscapes outside of the conventional.
I ventured down to the Footscray Community Arts Centre to meet with James Halleck, and I also had the privilege of sitting in on one of the Amplified Elephants rehearsals. Hi James, how are you?
Good, going well.
Excellent, wow. So I see you've got a lot of different instruments around here and
Yep,
stuff.
this is our house of fun here.
Yep.
Some might call it a house of pain.
Was it a pain putting everything together?
At times it was, but you know, a labour of love. You know, that's all part of the artistic process, isn't it?
So what, can you tell me a bit about this project?
Yeah, sure. So we're actually here in the rehearsal space of the Howling Sound, which is a project with the Amplified Elephants, who are musicians with an intellectual disability. And they're going to be performing with experimental and sound art percussionist Sean Baxter, and also conductor Timothy Phillips from the Arco Symphonic Project. They're all coming together to work with me and the Amplified Elephants. And we're putting together a show that's sort of exploring the sort of colour and timbre of rock and roll without the sort of beats and melodies of it. So it's just about picking up on the noise, so feedback, distortion, those sorts of things, delays. But also like those more delicate kind of electronic sounds that come out of the sort of band setup. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's been a big part of it. And the Amplified Elephants from the Footscray Community Arts Centre. Yeah. So they come from a pretty working class area, and a lot of the machines and so forth that are involved in the project have those sort of working class connotations. So there's spinning bowl over here that's made from a power drill, and here's the handgun actually. So that spins little marbles in there. So when it's all mic'd up, it's quite a loud but interesting sound. So somehow that industrial element fits in with both the Amplified Elephants, but also this sort of rock and roll ethos that is, you know, around in Melbourne.
The guys who are involved in the project and in the band especially, how long have they been members? Does it rotate, or do you have a permanent?
Oh no, once you're in the Amplified Elephants, you're in the Amplified Elephants. It's like any other band or ensemble. But they've been around, they've been together probably since 2006, but a lot of them have been friends much longer than that through the Art Life program here at the Footscray Community Arts Centre. So they know each other really, really well, and I think that makes a big difference to how they play and the sort of sound you get out of it.
Do you get some sort of funding for the project?
Yeah.
How do you raise funds?
For this one, for the Howling Sound, we've been funded through the City of Melbourne. But also for the shows into the year, there's the Galactic Eye, which will be here at the Footscray Community Arts Centre. The Howling Sound's at Federation Square. And then later in the year, there's also another one called Monolithica, which is at Federation Square. And they all feature the Amplified Elephants with other artists and professional artists around town, including the Bolt Ensemble and so forth. Those shows are funded through Arts Victoria and the Australia Council. So there has been a really solid amount of support, and that's made a massive difference to the sort of adventurousness that we can undertake in our projects.
Yeah, excellent. Is there an ultimate goal you want to achieve with all of the projects, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a trajectory here, and I run an organisation called the Click Clack Project, and the Click Clack Project is about creating pathways from community to professional sound art, basically. So, and it's a pathway that it's an international pathway. So the Amplified Elephants will be going on tour in September to Japan.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, they're absolutely jumping out of their skin about that, and they've been recording a CD at Sing Sing Studios, and the ABC as well has also been involved with recording with the Amplified Elephants. So we've been building up this sort of professional repertoire and ethos around the group, and the idea is that that they find well-being and a sense of self-worth through professionalism.
Yeah.
So it's not about like there are lots of organisations that do look after the needs of people with an intellectual disability, but they do it in a different way. And we're saying that, well, you know, disability can be a part of the workforce in our culture as a professional expression. So that's the challenge.
So do any of the Amplified Elephants have any musical training or experience prior to joining the band?
It's a good question. Some of them had the odd lesson or something before they were involved, and a few have taken on private lessons in their own time, like Liz Hofbauer has been getting piano lessons. But really, it's about looking at DIY culture and look. It's in some ways connected to things like street art and those sorts of forms of expression where the artist is really learning on the job and learning through doing. And for this particular group, that makes sense. I mean, for other people, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but for this particular group of people, it is the right thing to do. Yeah,
that makes sense. Also, yeah, is there a link to DIY culture behind the way you've constructed your...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything here you could really probably make yourself. I mean, it looks fancy, but all of this stuff is just from Jaycar, and we've got this little motor here, for example, and if you plug it into the end of this converter drill here, you can hear that it makes sound, and you can play things with it.
Yeah.
So, and that is a real DIY thing, because it forces you. I mean, they're not going to teach you that at university, so it forces you to think in a different way.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is really good for broadening the abilities of the Amplified Elephants, getting them to think laterally and find creative ways of problem solving.
Is there any inspiration? Is there like someone you got the inspiration for this from?
They've been working with the little motors for a long time, but actually a band that has been really influential, and I don't know if the Amplified Elephants would know this, but the band has certainly been influential for me in how I relate to them is Einstürzende Neubauten from Germany.
Okay.
And they've done a lot of industrial sort of stuff. But then again, the other sort of side of all of this is Einstürzende Neubauten do have a sort of pop culture side to what they do. And I think the Amplified Elephants is much more in the art world.
We can have a look at some of the stuff. Is there anything else
Fine
we
with
can
me.
have a look at? Any of the instruments?
Yeah, let's have a go. So the spinning bowl I was just having a bit of a go of there, but why don't you have a go? This is always good fun. Now,
I have to work with the camera here, but...
So grab that, you just pull the trigger, but just don't pull it too hard straight away, or the little marbles will fly out.
I can see how this can be fun. Oh yeah. That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed all the
That was awesome.
DIY instruments and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have had heaps of fun, but let me ask you, if we were ever to get into a fight, would you punch me like this?
I didn't want to break his
Because
instrument.
that's not how you punch a punching bag.
Oh, whatever. It was, yeah. I didn't want to
Pathetic.
break it. Let's just put it that way.
Pathetic.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was really cool, and it really sort of inspired me to make my own instruments in a way.
And you have already?
Not yet, but maybe we'll see something later on.
We won't.
We'll see. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and I think it'd be fun playing those things like live and stuff, and seeing all the kind of sounds and textures you could get out of them.
I'm sure we will be seeing them live.
Actually, we will be.